Hi there, my name is Simon Verona. I'm the Managing Director here at DMS Navigator. Thank you for watching this video, which is a run through on our Sales Managers Toolkit, which is essentially a series of reports and information and drill down and activity that a sales manager would want to use to be able to get the information he needs to do his job on a day-to-day basis. So just a run through on all the different areas that would be most used by a sales manager. Here we go. The agenda for this video, the things we're going to cover in here, starting off with just reviewing how a sales manager would look at sales inquiries in the system, looking at the showroom log, what activity has actually been going on by sales execs between 2 days, looking at our handover diary, what handovers are coming up and when they are. Most importantly, looking at debtors, who owes us money, so we can look at that. Profitability reporting, seeing how we can see what the profit on deals that have gone out actually are. And also forecasting profit, taking our order book, our cars that are going out in the next few weeks or few months, looking at what the expected profitability of those is. Then looking at the order book, which is obviously a similar view of the forecasting but in a different view, looking at that. And then looking at stock, looking at the normal stock list of what we've got in stock today. The age stock list, aging, see what's in there, what's over age, how long they've been in there, and on what part exchanges we've got coming in, so we can decide whether we're going to retail them, whether we're going to trade them, or what we're going to do with those. Finally, we want to make sure that vehicles are prepped and ready to retail as soon as we can, so we need some reporting to make sure that that's actually happening. So let's move on to the first item. The Sales Managers Toolkit by default, when we log into it, shows all inquiries that are currently open in the dealership, so we can see them all. We can see their status, their colour-coded red ones are overdue for contact. We can see how the process is with their presentations, demos, part exchanges. We can click into one of the inquiries, any of the inquiries, and see exactly the same way as a sales exec would see. This is great stuff to look through with the sales managers meeting, with the sales guys in, to look at all their inquiries. The showroom log shows a slightly different view on the world. So we can go into the showroom log. It's really showing activity that is building up in sales inquiries. So sales inquiries is just a static list, but we can report on all activity that's been done with any customer on a sales inquiry. We can see what the vehicle is, we can see how far through the inquiry we've got in terms of processing, and we can also click into that, look at the customer record, and then from there, if we wanted to, we could drill into his history, see what contacts we've made. We can also see his sales inquiries if we wanted to, but for example, we can just click in. Again, good for a sales meeting to see what activity's been going on between two tight dates. As a sales manager, we can get into our reporting and look at our handover diaries. It's just our diarisation view of all the handovers that are in the dealership. So we can look at a whole week at a time. We can see every vehicle in their time slot, who the customer is, who the salesman is, what stock number it is. We can hover over it, see some more information, actually click into the handover and see the stock record that it is in there, so we can make sure that it's been paid for. We can see what it is, all in there. So we get all the information that we need just to double check that everything's okay. At the finger of a button, we can look at the debtors, for example. Very, very straightforward. We can also, from the Sales Managers Toolkit, get in and look at our debtors. So we can look at a debtors list, everybody who owes us money, that's a deposit, whether that's a finance company owing us money. We can see who the debtor is. We can also click into the vehicle and actually look at the vehicle. So if we were talking to a customer or a finance company saying we owe them money, and we could see that in there, that's Black Horse, for example, in this case, we wanted to get a copy of that invoice and maybe email that back to the finance company. Dead easy to do. We can view that invoice, bring it up on screen, very, very easily, and if we then wanted to email that onto the finance company or the customer, we can just quickly click the email button. So nice and straightforward. So a key task for a sales manager will be to look at profitability, and within the sales manager system we have a profitability report, so you can choose a date from, date to, a category of sale if you wanted to choose a category. And then you could report on that, so any time period. You'll see any deal that's been completed and signed off and closed will be reported in here. We can see who the sales guy is, who the stock record is, the vehicle is. We can see the profit now broken down, the total profit, the profit on the metal. We can see our PDI prep costs, our write down, our dealer option accessory profit, and then broken down we can see the profit on things like gap or warranties or any part exchange over allowances, etc. We can filter these reports, so if I want to see say profitability on vehicles we bought from the auction, I can just pick up say Mannheim in this example, look at those suppliers, and it's probably a good time here to show you that you can actually take any report in the system, take this one, whack it into a spreadsheet, give it a name, and then save that away, and whatever you see on screen then becomes into the spreadsheet. So if I wanted to maybe do some calculations on this, do some analysis, just email it on to somebody else who doesn't have Navigator available to them, I can very easily do that. So whatever I see on screen is then just transferred straight into Excel, which is really nice and simple for anybody to do. We can also drill into any line on there, so if it's something that's not quite as we expected, we can drill into the vehicle record in one click, and then bring up a detailed profit report. So once we've got that on there, we can go into the sales side and look at the detailed profit analysis and see that profit broken down in a nice structure, showing you the expected, the actual cost, the actual profit compared to expected, and see exactly what's there. So in a similar way that we could see a profit on vehicles that have been closed and done, we also want to forecast on vehicles that are going out, orders that we've taken. So we can go into the pipeline profit report, maybe look at deliveries, vehicles being delivered in a certain timeline in the future perhaps. It might be ones just ordered only, or maybe ones already invoiced, maybe look at certain categories. Doesn't matter, we can pick on that, report on those, and then look at the similar sort of information we see in the profit report, but this one is forecasting. Again, just like the other reports, we can filter. So if you're looking at new vehicles only, we can just filter that down, or used only, filter that. But we can see the same sort of information, when it's expected to be delivered, or has it been delivered, who the finance company is, the breakdown of profit, the actual profit, the expected profit being shown from the profit report on the vehicle. So we can see all that, and again, if we want to, we can drill into it. I won't show that again. So the order book is another good report for a sales manager. It's obviously using the same information for the pipeline reporting. We can see all the outstanding orders in the system, where they are, where they're new, they're used, who the customer is, who the sales exec is. We can drill into anything, so we can pick a vehicle, just look at its profit. So we can drill into a profit report on a vehicle. That's really good for a sales exec manager coming back on a Monday morning, seeing what deals been done over the weekend, for example. We can see that in there. So moving on from sales and profit, we can look at stock list as well from the Sales Managers Toolkit. We can pick up what sort of vehicles we're looking at, so all vehicles, cars only, vans only, sold, unsold, in stock, group stock. So if we've got more than one dealership, we can see the lot. We can get a report of all the vehicles in stock. The columns are defined by individual people, so you can see different reports. So this one shows the stand-in value, it shows the status of the vehicle. It's drillable like in the other report. We could just click on a line and see the stock record. Won't do that, I've shown that several times already. We can also look at the stock list from an aging perspective, so we can put up an age stock list. We can choose what the aging columns we want. So in this case, for example, I'll do 30, 60, 90, 120 days. We can then report on our stock, same sort of review we see on the stock list, but we can see it's broken down now, how many we've got in 0 to 30 and the volume of that, and 30 to 60, 60 to 90, up to 120, and then over 120. And again, we can drill into that if we need to. So as a sales manager, we can also go in and see incoming part exchange stock lists. So this will be any part exchange that's due into stock. We can see its status, how much we're going to buy it for, all the details of the vehicle. And again, we can drill into that, choose whether we're going to sell it or not, and make it available for sale, put a retail price, etc., ready to advertise it. And finally, for this this demonstration, looking at vehicles that are being prepared, we need to get vehicles ready to retail as soon as we can. So we have a preparation report which shows the status of all vehicles that aren't flagged as ready for retail. We can see whether they've been PDI'd in the workshop, if there's glass or dent or bodywork or anything else we want to do. If we looking at the glass guy comes in, what vehicles need to be doing, we can filter straight into that, get a report which shows you exactly what needs doing in there as well. Well, thanks for watching this presentation on the Sales Managers Toolkit. Hope it's been useful to you. Obviously, we've walked through all the key different things that a sales manager can look at. There's also a video that's quite interesting related to this, which is to do with the dashboard reporting and the daily operator control reporting we use. You'll see in that video that a lot of the reports that are used to drive that reporting are some of the reports that we see in here, and that's quite important for the dashboarding. You know, we can actually use any report in the system and deliver that in a dashboard to make it nice and easy to see what's in there. But obviously the Sales Managers Toolkit allows a sales manager to look through all the key things that are important to him, to drill through to all the information that he needs to do and do whatever he needs to do from that. Hopefully it's quite useful. If you've got any questions on that, then feel free to drop me an email, simon@dmsnavigator.co.uk. Thank you.